the jerk off face, I don't like the jerk off behavior, and I don't like you. Jerk off.
And we're live. What's happening, honey?
What's happening? Happy weekend, whatever day it is this weekend.
Happy welcome back home.
Yeah, right?
Right? Maybe that's the episode title.
I like it.
Welcome back home.
Oh, jeez. We've been gone all week.
Yes.
From the house on vacation from work for both of us, which is unheard of.
Usually, yeah.
At least not intentional. Last time we both took a actual vacation was when I had the baby and we had to take time off.
I mean, yeah. We were kind of forced. And we usually, we do, staycations.
Yeah, we do short little, weekend staycations or we don't go far. We've done that.
Right.
I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, we went upstate. Our oldest kid has spent the past 2 weeks up there.
Feels longer. With
my mother-in-law, and these 2 weeks have dragged by because it's just been the little two, and I love them, but they are 4 and 1, and they act like it.
Well, the 4-year-old is a lot more manageable than the 1-year-old.
Sometimes.
She gets her moods and stuff, but
how many times has she gotten up since she went to bed past her bedtime? The baby went to bed past his bedtime. He's out.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Anyways, yeah, it's been a long 2 weeks. We went up to pick her up.
Long drive. But it was the way up, we broke it up in 2 days.
So, we're used to the 9-hour drives.
Yeah.
From going just to visit your mom.
We know the breaks that we take, which we're around the same breaks.
Right.
This time.
And we try not to take a ton of breaks regardless.
True.
But it was easier, I guess, going up because we stopped after the normal 9-hour drive and stayed the night there.
Right.
But coming home, we were just you know what, F it, we're getting home.
Mm-hmm.
We drove those 11 and a half hours. We drug it out, but we and realistically, looking back, we really didn't stop that much.
We took the plan to stop every 4 hours kind of worked. We took one extra stop there.
Well, and one time we did a drive-through for food, and then we did gas and potty, which was a smart move to go because if you do food, gas, and potty at the same time, they're still gonna have to potty after they eat. Right.
It worked out.
It worked out. It worked out well. The last little bit, we just stuck it through. Dude, tablets are a great thing.
Yeah.
I don't you hear this people oh, screen time. I'm yeah, screen time's a good idea. However, on a 13-hour drive where
that is true.
You woke up at 4 a.m. Well, we both woke up at 4 a.m.
We woke up at 3. Yeah. And then we were out of
there
by
dozed on and off
4:10.
in the car, but I fell asleep at midnight the night before.
Yeah? You stayed up that late?
Yeah, I was looking at videos and making a grocery list and thinking about the things I needed to get for this week.
Wonderful.
Anyways, it was long. Tablets were great. They helped. So the kids slept for the first 4 hours of it, which was nice.
Yeah.
Maybe 3, whatever. And then they played on their tablets, and that lasted for a long time. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the videos they watch are some of them are pretty stupid, actually. Never mind.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, they get an educational video. And, yeah. And they would take turns, drawing their coloring books, watching some videos, and
listen, the 1-year-old
playing with the baby. That was nice to have them both playing with the baby whenever he woke up.
I know. I mean, the 1-year-old actually traveled pretty well.
Yeah.
But the issue with him is in public. When he tries to talk, it's literally just him screaming on top of his lungs. And then when he's upset, it's also screaming on top of his lungs.
Right.
And that
he's very much a 1-year-old.
Unnerving.
He is very much a 1-year-old.
I predicted that within a few days, my mom and I would argue. Yeah. We really argued the last 2 days, I would say.
Yeah.
But it lasted longer than I thought.
When I was talking to my mom last night about it, she said, how did Gabe, did he enjoy his time? Did he and his family get along? And I was like, yeah, for the most part.
For the most part.
He said, did he and his brother ever just butt heads? I was like,
No, not this time.
Mostly his mom.
Not this time. And I are actually fine.
I'm actually fine.
But,
are you allowed to say his name?
I'll block it out.
Okay.
But
but yeah, it was. I mean, it was fun on the way back. Like I said, tablets helped. We colored, but then it got to a point where like the tablets were done, the coloring stuff was done, the snacks were done.
Yeah.
And they just wanted to talk.
Yeah, some of that shit's funny, but a lot of it is just like I snapped.
It's like, Daddy, hey, Daddy, because they just say Daddy over and over again until they think of something to say.
Dude, I'll tell you, and I know you're not. We talked about it already, and you were not very happy that I snapped at them either. But when you went into the grocery store to just get us like stuff for dinner,
yeah,
I actually spoke to the middle one, and the older one was kind of listening in.
Yeah.
And I spoke to her too, and I was like, you guys can't do this on like hour 12 and a half of a 13-hour drive.
Right.
I'm sorry, but so I did speak with them. But
I know
it
helps a little bit to speak.
It's a long drive,
say, hey,
dude.
I fucked up, but yeah, it's a long drive, and like that's the point where
and the middle one's been a daddy's girl all day today, anyway.
Yeah. The middle,
because she's the one that really got yelled at.
The part when they started doing that was right when you and I were at that, like, okay, all of this, home. We're tired. We've sat in standstill traffic.
It should have only been, honestly, like, with our stops, a 12-hour drive.
Yeah, I think the GPS originally said, like, 11 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah. So, either way,
but
we made it.
We have more kids now, so the stops take longer.
Well, because they also alternate.
But like used to like the gas and potty breaks, like you pump gas, I change a kid's diaper and go get snacks, and then we're back on the road.
Right, but one or two of our stops, once again, not to throw her under the bus. If you ever listen to this in the future, honey, I love you. I know, we had a great day today.
Her right now, I think it's just her age and like the middle child thing. I guess.
I know. I understand.
And the second child, I don't know if it's a middle child or a second child.
Dude.
Whatever the stereotype is, she's the second child.
What was I saying?
I'm sorry. We stopped a couple extra times because of her.
It's usually her saying, I need to poop, like, now.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, it says, like, the next stop, I'll look for a gas station that looks promising, but, like...
She hasn't quite decided that she can take a few extra minutes on the potty when she's peeing and then poop, too.
Dude,
she'll pee and be like, I'm done. And then, like, an hour later...
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that's kind of it, right? So you have to kind of stop. You have to find a spot, and you coach her. Like you just have to. You're like, honey, just clench. Just hold that in. Just hold that in, please.
And then I was distracting her about anything and everything I could.
I was like, please keep talking to her. I will find us a spot. That's anyway. That was a nice drive on the way back.
And then at one point, I remember I was like, no more stops. I think we were like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours from home. And I was like, we are not making any more stops. I said, we peed, we ate, we drank, we take a nap, rest, whatever. I said, if any of you has to pee again, you're peeing in this trash bag.
Or whatever.
Or pooping in this trash bag.
Dude, I think we may have scared him towards the last hour. But you were a lot more mild than I was. So
I never yelled. I never raised my voice. But they could definitely tell that I was done.
I don't give a fuck.
I was, yeah.
And that's where you were, yeah.
That was where I was at.
That's me.
I don't give a fuck.
And that's you.
I mean, you were more like...
I'm getting stupid loose.
And you're like, I'm about to. I'm warming you guys up. And I just fucking threw heaters from the beginning. I was like, all right, I got a nice fastball. Let's roll.
Oh it's my gosh.
And the middle one caught the brunt end of it. But anyway, what else?
Oh gosh.
There are a lot of dumb things.
That was just a travel. Speaking of travel, hang on.
Go for it. No, go nuts, dude.
Okay. I wanted to never mind.
Go.
Dude,
you're good.
How much construction did we run into?
There's no construction.
Our 16 hours. Not 16 hours.
16.
I'm adding extra time every time we talk about it.
No. It was 13 on the way back. On the way up, I don't remember it taking that long.
Because we stopped. We stopped at the 9 Hour Market, Jersey.
9 hour?
On the way up.
Oh, no. I'm accounting for that. Even that part, I don't remember it being as long as this one felt.
Well, partially because the middle kid had her tablet the whole time on the way up.
Yeah.
Or had it available to her.
Yeah.
And she didn't have anybody to talk to but us.
True. And
like,
she
coming back, they like
on the way up,
fester off each other.
She was very helpful. You know what I mean? With the little one. Like when things dropped and she could grab it, she would. And
if she could, but the little one likes to play a game of dropsies and throw things between his car seat and the door handle.
And
I don't give a fuck.
I got like there are some that I used to be able to reach it like while I'm driving or not driving. That's dangerous. While at a stop sign or in a parking lot, I could just reach back and grab it.
Yeah.
But now he like
that's fucking illegal.
Yeah, he reaches back and he drops it.
Oh, he copies you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like his pacifier or something that like his milk, like something that's
actually helpful.
Right. It doesn't need to be sitting way back there for the rest of wherever we're going.
Oh, I'm with you. But no, so speaking of when I fought with my mom, I don't remember which day this was, but I guess it was pretty early on.
Yeah.
But do you remember when I was trying to make a bet with my mom?
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember what the bet was?
That she wouldn't like give you shit or wouldn't talk for an hour.
For an hour.
And then you were like, I bet you $20. And she said, fuck your $20. I don't need $20. I'm not poor.
And then what? I mean, not to be that guy, but what was I willing to bet? Do you remember?
$1,000?
$1,000. I was like, Mom, I bet you $1,000 that you cannot go correcting us.
And then her husband, y'all were speaking Portuguese, I think, or Portuguese English. And her husband was like, what is going on? And then you told him, and he was like,
he just laughed and walked away.
Laughed, and he's like, I'm not getting in the middle of this.
Yeah, no way. But
he's like, I'm not getting in on this.
It wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't really a bet. Okay. It wasn't really a fight, but it was like a heated argument.
Yes.
Fucking thing sucks.
We are skipping around so much in this story.
It's all right. I just took notes.
We drove up this 9 hours, stayed the night at his brother's house, watched UFC fights.
Those were great.
Man, and I'm so mad about that. Like, I wanted so badly to watch those UFC fights.
Fucking Lewis is the man.
I was exhausted from the travel.
Derek Lewis is the goddamn man.
I had like a drink or two, and I was tired.
Yeah.
I was so mad when I like could not stay awake to watch it. I was trying so hard, and then I think eventually your brother was even like, "Bekah, are you falling asleep right now?" And I'm like, "Yep, sure am."
That's happening.
Sure
those are great. Anyway, so we went up at one point.
We finally went up.
My brother had a legit like RV camper.
They had the big he borrowed
bus style.
That they borrowed or rented or whatever from his
and he followed us.
Yep. And we stayed in a hotel that was like a mile away.
If that.
Oh, wait. We tried to keep up with him, but I don't know if he wasn't going as fast or what. Traffic was also not great.
He mostly kept up with us.
Yeah.
And then when he parked there, he's like, dude, you're better than me. I would have fucking lost my patience and fucking gone.
And then the freaking rest stop that we stopped at was so cool.
They fucked them though.
Yeah. So like I'm used to rest stops where it's literally just like a building with restrooms and a crap load of brochures. Like this
one was fucking
Those are all the rest stops that I've ever seen up until this one.
I wish I remember what it was called, but it had
Applegate?
like a Shake Shack.
It was called like Applegate.
Starbucks. It had
gas.
Like a Hudson News kind of place or something like that.
Had Starbucks,
gas,
Shake Shack, Chick-fil-A. Because I was so excited to see a Chick-fil-A.
And then it had a separate like welcome center.
And then it had like
I don't know what was there.
Convenience store type center that had like your basic like chips, sodas, juices, waters, whatever, beef jerkies. I had a couple like toys and trinkets and stuff and like, you
remember
gas station sandwiches. And then your brother got in line for Starbucks.
Before that, when we came in.
Oh my gosh. You were trying to start fights with people?
I was not. Listen, well, I guess I don't. To this point, I'll admit, I thought he was yelling at my brother.
Yeah, he wasn't. So the brother had to park in the RV parking spot, and we parked in the regular parking lot. And so we were like waiting for them, and there's a ton, these RVs are massive. So like he parks wherever he can, he's getting out, and this guy that parks next to us turns around and yells in the direction of your brother.
Oh, as he's parking, and I was not happy.
And you were like not having it. You were ready to fight.
I was like, "What's up, man? How are you gonna talk?" Because he was not just yelling; he was like talking very kind of demeaning,
condescendingly. So yeah.
And I was like, "Who the fuck are you talking to?"
You're right.
And I just walked like to kind of hear what was going on,
to look and see that he was talking to your brother too.
Yeah, and then he kind of like looked my direction, but like kept looking.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "All right, I'm gonna keep an eye on you, motherfucker." But and then from there we just kind of had a weird vibe to where like,
but like your brother said he wasn't yelling at him.
My brother said he didn't think so. He's like, I don't think so. And he also didn't give a fuck. And he's like, oh, I also have you, which is kind of nice.
Well, and also like a couple seconds later, we saw the man yelling at his wife. Like they were arguing about something. So that kind of made more
sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad I saw that. But I was about to I was to the point that I was about to say something.
But it made me.
I didn't see his wife at all. Like that's the other thing.
Yeah.
So anyway,
sorry,
go on.
No.
I was gonna go say back to Starbucks.
Oh, your brother, yeah. And it's all these like basic white bitches that are traveling and like businessmen.
Yeah, and I don't think my brother's order was that complicated.
I don't remember what it was, but like it doesn't matter.
A little fancier than that, but not much.
It's still Starbucks. Yep. And of course, like, so I always get nervous whenever we're up north anywhere, just because like,
depends where up north.
Well, and you, in the broad spectrum or whatever, like
I keep an eye on shit.
Absolutely. Like Northerners are like fast paced and like not mean, but they're not
get
like
your shit done and get out.
And like I'm like I can be slower and like talk and like you know,
even the people working, they want you to get your shit and get going. They have a line.
So like I was already a little nervous, and then there's like a crap load of people there.
Yeah.
And of course, like for the past couple hours, I've been reading this book about like human trafficking.
Oh, I'm glad.
So I'm in there like walking around holding the kids as tight as I can, like looking at you, like not even wanting to go to the bathroom without you. And you're like, yeah, you just go over there, and you're like, and then you like touch my back, and you're like, I got you. And I was like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, I held the baby when I could. And you went, you know, things. It was fine.
It was just weird.
And then the older one too. Like I'm like, hey man,
right?
Head on a swivel and fucking use your mouth.
Use your mouth. Don't say that.
Use your words.
That's fucking.
My bad. I mean, what I said.
Oh no! Don't even.
That's a nice one. I was like, yell and
use your words.
Use bad words in that situation.
Yep. Yell bad words.
Hey, this cunt is fucking getting me, and grab attention to yourself. You know.
Well, and like they say, like yell fire, because if you yell help, like people don't look anymore, so they tell you to yell fire. So like if you see a little kid just yelling, "Fuck you, get the fuck out!" like people are gonna look.
Yeah, that too. But like you have to also say like you're not my mom, you're not my dad.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Anyway, be vocal is what I meant to say.
Either way,
I failed miserably.
We made it up to New York.
Starbucks. Oh, this was in New York. Starbucks, apparently, because that's where we really left.
Yeah,
we left them.
Yeah,
and we were like, "Hey, man, like we've been waiting for like 30 minutes at this point."
Right. The kids are getting fussy. Like we need to get on the road.
I don't know if it was 30 minutes. It was a good time.
It was a good bit because we waited inside for a while.
Yeah.
Like he was in line while I was getting snacks and stuff.
From there, he said it took like another 20.
Yeah. We got in line probably about the same time.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like there were a ton of people in front of him, but I also really wasn't paying attention when we walked in because we went to the back.
The pickup line was insane, and I guess they have to keep the drive-through fucking moving.
Yeah.
So, you know, that plus I'm sure they're understaffed.
Absolutely.
As everywhere else.
Well, and then you get the people where like they order these super complicated drinks. There's probably 4 kids behind the counter trying to make these drinks.
Hi. Well, you know, Branson is allergic to milk, so I need some soy juice soy milk to go in his fucking cup, and it needs to be frothed at 92 degrees. And fuck you, man.
But on top of that, I need an iced vanilla chai latte mocha with a grande espresso double shot of caramel and you know.
Oh, and I forgot cake pops. It's like, get the fuck out of here, please. So I get that.
I've heard that Starbucks will give you your second cup of whatever free.
For what?
Like if you order a drink that you're allowed to, there's
refill?
some like clause, basically, yeah, where you can get a refill.
What? I don't know about
We'll have to do some research on that because I mean I've heard that it's true with black coffee. If you like stay there,
that black coffee sounds, I mean, a little more likely. But if it's just like, I need a pink drink,
right? I need a refill on my pink drink. Like maybe if you stay there long enough to drink it, I don't know. Because I could order a tall pink drink and go chug it because there's all ice in those bitches. So it might be a thing.
Can I order my free refill using the app? Refills can only be no refills through the drive-thru,
only
which
rewards
makes sense.
members using their Starbucks account can get a free refill.
However, anyone can ask for a refill at a discounted price. That's kind of cool.
Huh.
Did not know about that.
I'm gonna have to try that out because I have that little Starbucks rewards thing.
It needs to be hot brewed. Oh. Chai lattes are now considered hot brewed teas. What?
Oh,
hold on. Is that what it is?
Okay.
This is a whole fucking article.
We started at the middle of the article.
Free refills, blah, blah. Anyway, this is crazy. Drinks. You must consume the original drink in store.
But what if it's like a
brewed coffee or tea? Okay, so that makes sense. It's coffee or tea. That's a courtesy thing. I'm cool with that.
So can I do that like walking around Target? Does that count as being consumed in store?
Ooh, I guess I would ask. You have to try. Are you going to Target tomorrow?
Maybe.
Hot teas, and then ask for a cup of ice and say "fuck you."
Have you ever tried their medicine balls though? I don't know if it's a real thing.
Probably. Didn't you get one?
I've tried. Yeah, it's one of the peach and one of the jade citrus mints.
Okay.
And then you pour lemonade over it and a little bit of honey. It's so good.
That sounds awesome.
It's delicious. And it makes you feel good. Like it's really good when you're not feeling good because it's hot and it kind of coats your throat and like it tastes delicious.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to about our trip. We gotta talk about our trip.
We will. We were good.
So we finally made it there.
Yep.
We stayed in a hotel.
So we checked in and did all that shit.
We checked in. The hotel was fine. It wasn't too bad. We had like a king size bed and a pack and play and then a pull out couch bed for the middle kid.
No one slept in their fucking beds. Everyone slept in the king bed.
Well, that's why I'm glad it was a king bed, not a queen. They tried. I mean, the middle one ends up in our bed anyways, 99% of nights.
I know.
And the baby, like, we couldn't just throw him in the pack and play and turn the light off and let him cry it out for a minute because
we're not home. We had
neighbors.
Right. So
everybody was off. And also, like, he was going to bed way later because he would, like, fall asleep at his normal bedtime in the stroller.
Yeah.
And then would wake up for, like, an hour or two. And then we'd have to get him back to sleep.
Yeah.
It was interesting. But,
my brother made a bet with me, too. You remember that?
When?
He said, "You won't."
Oh my gosh. Because you said something about like lick my nuts and he was like, present them.
Right.
And you grabbed at your shorts and he was like, you won't. And then you pulled your nuts out right as the family walked by behind you.
That's not true.
Right as you pulled your pants up, the family walked from behind the bushes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they definitely did. I mean, you were facing your brother and there was like bushes in the RV on your side, so nobody could have seen anything.
I also have a bush, so like it covers. It's a lot of bushes around the area, you know?
I'm going to pee. Stop it.
My brother definitely got a good look at my brush.
He died laughing too.
He's like, dude, what?
Because he did not expect that to happen.
I mean, listen, if you want to press charges, motherfucker, It would be funny to go to court as long as you drop him.
I know better than to say you won't. So he's got to know better. But I think he just likes to test your level of don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he definitely does. I love him. No, that was fun. So yeah, I'm glad the family, I guess, that walked past was behind me.
Yeah, and it was after you pulled your pants up, so it wasn't anything crazy.
So,
but we went to the pool most days.
Yeah, everyone's doing pretty good.
Everybody loves the water. The freaking baby just wanted to be put down straight up in the water.
He just likes sitting down. He liked to play in the jets.
He liked sitting down. He liked standing up. He wanted to go swimming.
Yeah.
Like when it got deeper, if he couldn't stand up or crawl,
he was like kicking his legs around.
He wanted to swim. Yeah. And he was like trying to push your hands off and get mad when we were trying to hold him.
I know. Well, we also tried to.
The heifer can't even walk yet.
Listen,
and he's trying to swim.
My mom was telling me that, like, well, technically also, like, I lived going to, like, the beach and shit. So, like, I needed to learn how to swim pretty quick. And my mom said when I was, like, 8 months.
Yeah.
I was, like, swimming.
Yeah, maybe we can sign them up for, like, swim lessons or something.
We need to sign up everyone to, like, get a good refresher. Because even the older one, I was just like, hey.
Yeah, she can't.
We're floating, dummy. And she floats for a little bit, and then she either gets impatient or like.
Or she'll like go down and just push up with her feet.
Right, but if she can't go down.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? That's troublesome. And.
Ouch.
By her age, I was definitely not an issue.
Yeah.
So we need to do better on that, which is fine. We just don't go to the pool. Well, I guess you guys do.
Well, when we do, like, we go to my mom's
and it's not very
neighborhood.
Deep.
Right, we go to, and we end up staying the shallow end because of the baby and the 4-year-old.
Well, she can go to the deep end. And
not by herself, she can't.
She can?
No, she can't.
She needs to.
Not by herself.
She does.
Not to learn. I'm just saying.
Anyway.
We'll talk about this later.
The little one's doing great with her puddle jumper thing.
The middle one?
Middle one. The little one tried a puddle jumper.
It's still a little bit too big.
He tries to, like, eventually he also tries to, like, put his face in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he doesn't have enough control to come back.
I'm telling you, he wants to just be in the water.
Yeah. I guess it's familiar to him, or it was for a while.
Yeah.
Half of his life almost. 9 months to about.
I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Anyway, that was fun. You fucker. We went downtown.
We did. That was cute.
Lake George.
It was super nice too. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but like
it's a little different than when I was a kid. It's more developed.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But a lot of key things are still there. The arcade that I used to go to with my brother.
Yeah. It was very much a little mountain town.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's so cute because you'd ride by like a random shop that's shaped like a teepee.
The world famous teepee shop or something like that.
And then a psychic, and then like the Rest Your Head motel that looked like 6 just little sheds. All it looked like.
Yeah. No, it's
and
it's
then
fun, and the lake itself.
It was really pretty.
Yeah.
But it was weird because there was like, well, not weird, I guess. It's whatever. But there was like a little beach access area and there was people getting in it.
Yeah.
But like, this is the same lake that there's like a steamboat going every hour and another boat going every half hour. And like all these boats and I don't know. I guess boats are in the ocean too and I swim in that. So I guess I shouldn't be weirded out by it.
Yeah, no.
And we went to the arcade.
Yeah. The boat, I'm glad we didn't do it. I think my brother was too. He's like, dude, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, me and your brother's fiance, wife, girlfriend.
I don't know.
Whatever she is. We're talking. She was talking about it, how she looked it up and thought it looked cool, and I was like, I said maybe we'll go on a double date, and she was like, yeah, you mentioned that to Gabe's mom.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Not to be that guy, but pulling out takes about 20 minutes.
Does it?
I remember maybe
Does
I'm
pulling
impatient.
out take 20 minutes?
Listen, they impregnate a lot of motherfuckers with that, right? You know what I'm saying?
You're saying a lot of inappropriate things
as a kid,
today.
Oh, dude, I'm fucked up.
That's hilarious.
So if you can't tell, you could probably tell. I have switched to my ginger ale, and I'm good. But
good for
no,
you.
like a good part of the ride is pulling out and parking.
Going out and in.
Going out and in, you know. But, you know, the ride itself doesn't really take that long. It feels like.
Oh,
But
yeah,
no, it does. It does. You boat around and you see all these houses and shit. I'm sure it's annoying as hell for the people that live there.
Right.
They're like, this motherfucker's going by again on the hour, every hour.
But if you just flash them out the window and you're like, "If you, it's my private property." Like,
oh, I'm sure they know who you are. You're like, hey, Marilyn, can you not do that? Or we will sue. You know, that's sexual assault, motherfucker.
Is it though?
I mean, if it was a boat full of your siblings.
Don't look in my window. If I sit here and put my boobies on the window, then
I'm not sure it's gonna work like that.
Then it's not my fault. It's my house.
So here's a scenario. And I'll tell you someone that I know that you may know.
Okay.
That this has happened to, and you tell me if that's okay or not, because I view it as kind of the same, and I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not okay.
No. You listen to my scenario, bitch.
I'm listening.
This person was driving to the mall back in the day and noticed a vehicle kind of like swaying and coming closer to their driver's side, and kept driving because the vehicle backed off. Then the vehicle came by to do it a second time, and this person noticed that this vehicle had a man with his penis out, just touching his fucking dick right there. How do you deal with that?
Fuck you and your logic.
You know what I mean? He's still in his property. It's just like, hey, don't fucking look my way then. And not judging that situation, I understand, like, he tried to grab the driver's attention by swaying. But, you know, how do you... That's sexual assault now.
Okay, whatever. The town was cute. We went to the arcade.
We saw no boobies.
We saw no boobies.
There was zero boobies.
It's kind of upsetting.
I saw some boobies.
You saw boobies?
I did.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, who else's boobies did you see? I want to see them. Who's are we seeing? You didn't tell me.
You saw them too. At some point, I'm guessing.
No, the arcade was super fun. And like, apparently your mom's been taking our kid at least every other night, it seems like.
Oh, dude, they spent a lot of time there.
Because she already had a crap load of tickets by the time we got there.
And
then of course, like the middle one wanted to play too when we got there. We couldn't just go change out the tickets.
Also, my mother's husband.
Yeah, he helped a lot too.
He helped a lot, and he's really great at those games. So
yeah,
the times he was there, he helped out quite a bit. They had
13,500 or 800
or 680 or something like that
by the end of it. Yeah. And at least when we got there, there was 6,800.
They had over 10.
No.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I remember our kid telling us that she had like 6,800.
Maybe not then. Maybe by the end of the first night when we went there, they had about 10.
And then we went there one night and like your mom, you, me, the kids, her husband, we were all playing and giving most of our stuff
night, they broke
to
10.
our oldest kid. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Or at least your mom's husband was there giving his stuff to our oldest kid that night. So yeah, they broke 10. And they got, dude, when we went and exchanged that,
got so much shit.
There was so much. And like most of the stuff at the arcades is like way over ticketed price, which is great. Because I was like, we have a lot to spend. Let's spend them.
If she spends a whole summer up there or a whole month, at her rate, and I guess also
we better be making room for that big
rate.
Yeah,
and
we better be making room for that big snake.
Fuck that. I was going to tell her to get the PS5.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like 105 or 110,000 tickets.
Originally, she wanted this huge snake that I bet was like, what would you say, 5 feet long, 4 feet long? Probably
4.
Maybe bigger than that.
Way bigger than that.
It was way bigger than like.
Where are we going to put it?
Right.
Maybe on the ceiling here. We can't even do that. We have the projector.
It's too heavy, probably.
Dude.
Where are we putting the car, bringing it home?
That's what I told her.
Because that thing was also like wide too. Like that thing's head was like, probably as big as me.
I don't have the truck. And even with the truck, we may have to chop this in a few pieces and I'll sew it back on like later on. But it was giant. And they all
ended up with a pretty big sized stuffed animal.
She was so close to that snake though.
Yeah, she was. It was 18, and I think she ended up with 13 or something.
380, 13.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. 680 somewhere. Yeah, no, 680 sounds
13
right.
13 something. Yeah.
But anyway, she got a lot of shit. She gave me a poker set, which is kind of cool.
And your mom got a floaty, and
she got a shit for next year for camping, which I may have to be convinced.
So I've decided that next year, when and if we go, we don't need to stay in a hotel. Okay. We need to stay at one of the like permanent campers or trailers or whatever that are on site.
Okay.
That way, like,
isn't that kind of gross though?
How is it any different than a hotel? If it's a trailer, not a camper, like a single wide.
How well do they clean those in between?
How well do they clean hotel rooms in between?
They change shit around, right?
Because we went to the one at like Yogi Bear a couple times.
We stayed in, well, I guess once we stayed in a pre-made tent.
Yeah, like a cabin tent, a glamper, right?
It wasn't a glamper.
A glamping, I don't know what you call it. It wasn't,
it did have air conditioning, so I guess glamper.
So like you say tent, but like there were bunk beds and air conditioning and like a mini fridge
But
in
it was
there.
a canvas tent.
Yeah, it was. But I'm just saying, I don't want to give people the wrong impression.
Correct. All right, fine. But no, maybe we rent a fucking RV.
That too. But like something where we stay in the park. That way we're not at
maybe we
anybody else's like not disposal is not the right word, but like I can be like, hey, I'm going to go take a shit at my place and stay there for the next 3 hours and play whatever, you know?
Do we rent an RV and go from here all the way?
Ooh, would you stop more often or less often?
My brother said his tank was pretty good.
Gas tank?
Gas tank.
I'm talking about for like food and potty breaks. Like, do you potty in the RV on the go?
I think it's number 1 only. No number 2s.
Yeah, because in that clog up here.
Dude, there's that too. His shit. Like,
golly.
I guess
Shitter's
his
full.
In-laws may have clogged it.
But then they also like tell them the wrong way to hook it up or something?
On top of that, they told them to hook up the water situation like kind of fucking backwards.
Yeah.
So that didn't help. And then on the day, was it the day they were leaving?
They had to move their camper because they were originally leaving like 2 days before us, and they added a night, and they were moving their camper.
Was that the same? Oh yeah, it
their
was.
Their campsite had already been like rented out for the next day, so they had to move to another campsite.
My brother even said like the bathroom kind of smelled.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, it shouldn't smell.
Well, as soon as we got there, your mom was like, hey, listen, you can go pee in my bathroom, but if you need to take a shit, go down the road.
There was a fairly nice bathroom.
Yeah, it was nice, and it was close too.
But like the issue is when we pulled into my mom once, I don't remember when, I really had to take a shit.
Probably when we first got there.
And I was like, oh, Lord, I gotta take a shit.
Right.
And she's like, not here, motherfucker. And I was like, don't you wash this shit out? Like, you rinse it. And she's like, yeah, no.
Well, because think about it, at the end of the day, like,
because she's still there. She's still there for a while.
Like, you got to hook your shit up and empty it out. Like, do you really want to be emptying out everybody else's shit? Like, wouldn't you much rather just empty out a bunch of pee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably a lot easier.
I'm sure.
But I don't know. We'll have to research all that shit.
We'll do some research, but I think when
maybe
if we go next year,
and as soon as we get there, like we figure out how to empty it right away.
Well, we'll do some research, figure out what's easier and what their options are. But I say we stay on campus or on the RV park.
I would rather get
whatever.
one kind of like my brother did,
Where you drive instead of pulling? Okay.
For driving. Just because the wind, it's one piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he said you could feel every little movement, but I guess you still can with whether you're pulling or driving.
Yeah.
Like if it gets windy, either one's still an issue because it's still a big, long thing.
But I figured you probably have a little more control than over a trailer that you're pulling.
I don't know. We'll have to do some research and figure it out.
But yeah. So anyway.
But the campus, I keep saying campus. I don't know what the other word is. Like, it was cool.
Campground.
Campground, not campus.
Right.
It was huge. There was so much to do there. There was like...
There were a few pools, a few playgrounds, shows every fucking night or shit to do.
If you hit us up, we'll plug you. But in the meantime, we're not telling you the name of the place.
Oh yeah, they'll be listening to this.
Anyways, yeah, there's like courts you could play like tennis and pickleball and bocce ball or whatever, and like a huge field and like a ton of places to bike and walk dogs and just walk.
There was a lot of shit we didn't even do. We fished a lot.
Pond. Fishing was cool.
Fished a lot. We got little miniature rods. I don't know what they're called.
I don't know. They were cute though.
I caught a fish. It was called like the pond buster or something weird like that.
It was cute.
The porch buster or the dock buster.
Cheap and it was good for travel.
It was great. We got the oldest one is great at fucking casting.
Yeah. She was having a good time too.
Yeah, the first time we went down there, we met a little. There was a kid fucking booking it down this giant hill.
There was a lot of hills.
Oh, dude, we're at the bottom of a giant hill, and he's got training wheels in his bike.
Jeez.
And a Spider-Man fucking pajama set on.
Cute.
I'm not gonna say his name.
No,
but he was our boy. He was awesome.
He was cute. And I didn't see him the first day. I saw him the second day.
First day, it was me, my brother, and our oldest.
Yeah.
We went down there. We had 2 rods. And we were just taking turns and shit. And I don't know. I feel like 10 minutes, 15 minutes from when we were there. And we were there for like 3-4 hours. This little dude just comes... training wheels sound on like asphalt?
Yeah.
Just quick, dude. Not even making a sound. And I'm like, someone's about to die. And no, he did all right. But he pulled in and he started like chatting with us. And I was like, all right, where do you belong? But then he was going at the edge of the pond and picking up shells, like snail shells. And he was collecting them and putting them like on the bench. And I had lit a cigar. So I'm trying to enjoy my cigar. Our oldest is casting over to my right. My brother's casting to our left. Things are at peace. And this little kid shows up out of nowhere, booking it. And just strikes up a conversation with the 3 of us. And like, it's taking turns. Fucking not bothering. He was all right. He was very polite. Just a kid.
Yeah, just being a kid.
But yeah, I think he was maybe a year older than our middle one.
He had to be like 4 or 5. I saw him the next day, and it's funny because you had told me that
his name was a little odd.
Yeah,
but I don't want to say it.
No.
Like you go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So the next day, we were walking down to the pond to go fishing, and I think I'd gone to the bathroom or something because y'all were already down there.
Yeah.
And I see him. He's got the Spider-Man helmet, and this day it was Hulk pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw his face, and I was like. Not his face, but his outfit. I was like,
Not
I bet you this is the kid. Shut up. That they saw yesterday. And then your mom offers to help. She was like, hey, make sure like don't go too fast because you can fall and get hurt. Like, she's
dude.
just being nice.
Our boy was having none of that.
And he was like, yeah. And he got off and starts walking it down. And your mom was like, hey, do you want me to help you? Like, I'll grab the other handle. That's fine. And so they walked down and like he did with y'all. He was just chatting her up, just like just talk to her. And then I saw his name on the back of his helmet and his parents' phone numbers. And I was like, okay. That makes sense, and that's totally the same kid.
No, he was. I'm trying to remember if he had a helmet, but I guess he left it by his bike when he came to hang out with us. Because for a while I couldn't understand his name. But anyway, no, his mom eventually the first day like made her way around, I guess, with the other kid and she. She looked at us. She's like, is he bothering you guys? And he really wasn't. I was like, no, he's fine.
No.
And then she looked at him very serious. She's like, hey, when they leave or tell you to go home, you go home. And I was like, oh, Lord. She's like, are you sure? Like, and I was like, I mean, you don't know us. And she's you know.
Jesus.
I was like, where do I, I'm not going to drop him off or anything like that.
Right. Well, like, at what point are you actually going to tell him to go home?
She just did. I guess she was just doing another lap around the campground. And that takes a while, to get around. And we weren't going anywhere anyway. But,
he was cute.
The second day as we walked past, she thought, she's like, hey, did you guys catch anything? She's like, oh, yeah. I mean, we caught more stuff after you guys left. And she's like, hey, he was saying like the stuff, and you let him throw the fish back in.
Aw.
And we were like, yeah, he was all right. We were just worried he was going to fall in. But
I was going to chuck my fish back in like that, but then y'all told me I had to do it
don't
nicely.
do that. Why would you do that?
I don't
Why
know.
would you shock it? Be like, hey,
maybe not like throw it, but like I wasn't planning to like be so gentle. I was gonna like underhand toss it.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's oh my god. Are you
I'm getting stupid loose.
I fished a lot, but I haven't always caught it.
Dude, it's
also I fished a lot, and what I have caught majority of my life was taken off the hook for me.
Yeah, no.
Like
as long as you have pliers.
Whenever we went fishing, went fly fishing, I never touched the fish. I don't think.
I took it off for you. I also feel like flies, since they're smaller, I don't know, they feel easier to get out usually. They're also like, I debarb them.
I was gonna say, I feel like we debarbed them so they were easier.
I could have done it this time. I just didn't think to do it.
Either way.
But
we went to a show.
Oh, yeah.
So they have shows like most nights at this little campground. So we went to a show. Can I say the name of it?
Yeah, go nuts.
Okay, it was called Mutts Gone Nuts.
Mutts Go Nuts?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I walked there, which is a long walk, but either way.
You went to a dog fighting show.
Yeah, so we were there, and it was called like a comedy dog routine show, something like that. Yeah. So, and I understand we're at an RV park, so I'm not going to shit on it too hard. But
I mean, it's awesome that they have people come there.
Yes, it's awesome that they have shows and things to keep like the kids and people like occupied. Because I remember like,
they get packed.
Well, yeah, they get super packed. And like while our kid was gone, that was one thing she talked about the most was like the shows.
Oh, dude, she also dragged my poor mom. Like, also not
Your
my poor mom.
Nothing.
Never mind, because like we caught her and she goes by herself.
She just sent us 3 videos.
Never mind.
3 videos of the show she sang by herself tonight.
I wonder if it's because the oldest one makes it such a routine because she wants to go to everything.
Yeah. But your mom's also not one to just like lay on the couch and watch TV all afternoon. Like she likes to be up and moving. She'll
crochet the shit out of stuff.
That's true. She was making some really cool placemats.
She stops when we were there.
And she walks her dogs like a shit ton.
She rides her bike.
Yeah.
Her electric bike.
Which is partially cheating, but also probably fantastic. Because I guess
you kind of have to pedal. It's nice to go uphill.
Yeah, because pushing the stroller around while she was walking the dogs, and she's like, yeah, this is where I bike.
Oh, dude.
I was
Did you ride her bike?
Dying.
Did you ride her?
No, I rode her old bike, and I forgot that it's been a long time since I've actually ridden a bike. So
you should have taken the electric one. She made me take a ride on
and your brother too. It looked really cool.
Why didn't you do it?
Because I was nervous. Because it's been a long time since I've ridden a bike. And like, what if I dropped it and broke it? And
I mean,
right. Anyways,
fair enough.
Yeah.
No. So that was fun.
But our show. We went to Mutts Gone Nuts. And
they're going nuts.
So I have big expectations.
Oh Lord.
And I don't know why I had high expectations.
Of what?
The show and like what I was gonna see.
Okay.
And maybe I don't know. You can tell me. You tell me after I explain. I'm going to go through this in detail of what happened, and you tell me.
Okay.
So the MC comes out. He's like, hey, our dogs are almost ready. Blah, blah, blah. Welcome to the show. We're blah, 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 blah. So our opening act while the dogs get ready is this comedian so-and-so. And he walks out and he's like, hey, guys, I'm a comedian. And like starts telling these jokes that like,
you were not a fan.
I didn't think were funny at all. And you wouldn't have thought they were funny either.
Fair.
Like he's just like, hey, I'm a comedian. My mom likes to brag that I'm a comedian. But she doesn't.
Yeah.
Or no. because he's like, oh, I'm also a juggler. He said, my mom tells people that I play with balls on the street for a living.
So low hanging fruit stuff.
Very much, but yes, that's a very good way to explain it. But even not like I like some low hanging fruit jokes. Like puns are my favorite.
So my thing when you initially told me that, because like also like loved it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like I understand she was probably coming at more of a mom approach.
Well,
but
and you know me, like I'm
our
weird.
sensibility with humor is a lot more skewed.
Well, like
Fair.
I'm not gonna laugh if it's expected.
Yeah,
like if I can see it coming,
to be a surprise.
If I can see the punchline coming, then like I'm not gonna laugh. And you know me, like I'll just be like, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
So he tells these jokes.
But you texted me. You were like, "Oh my god, just remind me.
Yeah,
this is shit."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh."
And then I felt bad.
So
but...
I showed my brother that.
Yes.
And he was laughing. So
yeah. So he's like, I'm a comedian. I can juggle. Haha, look at me juggle. But like, it wasn't anything spectacular.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Because he was juggling somebody. I mean, it was cool. He juggled like 4 or 5 balls. That part was cool.
In public. He's playing with balls.
But like he kept dropping them.
Oh, his balls.
And like,
I mean, did he at least change his voice?
No.
That would have been fun. That's a funny bit. If he drops the ball and he's like, like he just talks with a lowered.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Work
here. Do some work. What else you got?
I'm trying to go back to the text messages. So
how did the mutts go nuts?
Okay.
A fat fucking comedian juggle.
The opener for this dog show is he's a comedian. He sucks. Now he's juggling. Oh, he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball and tried to hide it with his shoe. Which he did. He dropped the ball and like kind of kicked it back behind him with his shoe. I'm like, I saw that, sir. I saw it. And then, Lord. So the dogs come out and the MC comes out.
What kind of dogs were there?
Hang on. The MC comes out and he's like, hey, this is our first dog is I went to the Frisbee championship in Nashville and this is where I met this dog.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, cool. He's like at the Frisbee champion of Nashville. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
And then he just like tosses a Frisbee in the air and the dog catches it. And then he I guess it was cool. Okay, I'm being an asshole.
How much room did he have though?
Like they were on stage and she was like tossing it and they were catching it.
Toss it into the crowd. Be like, hey, this is a splash
the beat of
zone.
the music, and then she like did this and he jumped and like kicked off her belly.
That's cool.
And caught a Frisbee. So that part was cool.
All right.
But the first part of it was just like tossing Frisbees.
I'm sure in Nashville they were outdoors.
Right, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just an asshole. I'm just an asshole.
So they have like tiny dogs like jumping on top of each other.
So this one was a dog. That one was catching Frisbees.
Yeah.
Which in my opinion, I mean, okay, whatever. I'm not going to shit on it anymore. It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
I'm just an asshole. All right.
That's fine. Me too. I did not go.
So I wrote first dog can catch a Frisbee.
I played the Switch with my brother.
Second dog. Okay, so the second dog was the MC and his wife's dog.
Okay.
Hang on.
What kind of dog? How big were these dogs?
There were like 4 different dogs. They were all different sizes. There was a little tiny fluffy one, and then some like average size ones. And then
what's average size? Like 30 pounds?
Like smaller than our dogs, but not by much.
50 pounds.
Yeah, a regular size large dog.
When we say large dog, like I assume our dogs.
Yeah, not that large.
Lab and
like if you go to the store and you say, "Hey, I want to buy a dog bed for a large dog," because those don't fit our dogs. You have to buy like the 2XL. You have to buy the XL or the 2XL dog beds for our dogs.
Yeah, they're also spoiled. But
yeah, anyway. That's part of
it. Yeah. No. Okay.
Anyway, but they jumped through a hoop. And they did like walk on a little barrel. That part was kind of cute.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a comedian that I was just not a big fan of.
That's fair.
He came back out and started juggling knives after that and then kept dropping them again.
Did he cut himself?
No.
Oh well. We had ice cream at some point.
And then we had ice cream. I didn't eat any. I don't know. I don't remember why I didn't eat any. I think I was just tired and like
the ice cream was pretty cool. It was flavor blasted.
Yeah.
I got orange flavor blast on mine. At my mom's husband's request.
Ew.
But anyway, I'll call them Buttons. A Buttons request. He
yes.
Yeah. He told me orange blast is the way to go. And it was.
It looked delicious.
I shared with our baby, who was still very much awake at like 10
o'clock at night.
He had a blast.
Oh, yeah.
He, not for nothing, but once we got home and he realized he was home, he also slept pretty well.
He ate really well, too.
Last night, too.
Like, he's been eating a lot of, like, easy to feed stuff because he hadn't had a high chair.
Yes and no. Whenever my mom cooked,
I know, but like most of the time I still fed him. So when we got home, like he was. No, I used a spoon to give it to him. Like when we got here, he was not having it. He wanted to feed himself. He wanted to grab it, pick it up, and put it in his own mouth. Like he was eating. I tried to give him yogurt, and he ate a couple bites, and then he started screaming. And I thought he was done, and then he ate a whole banana because he wanted to pick it up himself. He didn't want me to feed him.
Yeah, you said he liked the peaches yesterday.
Yeah,
nice.
Dude, that kid will eat anything. Anything.
What else?
Another show. Not show, but we went to bingo.
No wins.
No wins. The bingo thing filled up like crazy.
Yeah.
Because one family even brought their dog into the bingo place, and it was kind of
a lot of dogs
in the whole campground. Yes, but this one guy brought his dog into bingo.
But I will say, everyone's fairly respectable, and I didn't see shit everywhere.
Yeah, and most 98% of the people had their dog on a leash.
True.
Or like in some kind of confined thing where they couldn't get away. Or like
I will say a few people, because like a lot of older people were there camping.
Yeah.
And we saw this one couple. My brother and I were playing Switch, and they had like a very large hound of some sort.
No.
I don't know. And another very large, like bigger than our dogs.
Okay.
Breed. And I don't remember. I don't know which breed, unfortunately. But the lady that was next to my mom's campsite had a large standard poodle.
Yeah, I saw that poodle one time. It was cute.
He was fine, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and she also looked like she was about, like maybe the dog was a little older or just more respectable of the situation. Because that dog eventually probably could really yank her and pull her.
Oh, yeah.
But she had her dog in control, so I can't say it was her ever.
Right.
The other couple, including the guy, was an older guy. Once their dogs like saw that poodle, they went towards them and like they couldn't control him for a second.
Oh my gosh.
And my brother and I are just playing Super Smash, and there's about to be a fucking Super Smash right next to us.
Right.
Anyway.
About to be a dog fight and people getting scraped up.
That's a little scary.
Matt, I got scraped up too.
I got bit up like a fucking motherfucker.
One night your mom's dog got out and I tried to like catch her. But she was playing like catch. Like she was just playing.
Dude.
She was gonna come right back, but I wasn't thinking. I was just like, oh God, she got out, and I went to grab her, and
she's not bad, but she's such a spaz. She's gotten better. Her older dog, poor Marley.
No, he's blind.
He's pretty much blind.
He's blind. Our dog's deaf. Like,
Burger's old, man.
I know.
I'm not looking forward to that one.
I know.
You know, I don't much give a shit about others. I was upset about the fish.
I know. I was bummed about the fish.
Fish were cool.
I think I cried.
Yeah, and then you try to stuff it at the fucking toilet.
Whatever. Have we talked about that?
I have no idea if we did, but a refresher. They were Oscars.
Whatever.
And they were fairly big. How many inches would you say? Like 8 to 10 inches. Fair?
Probably.
And you thought you could flush that down the toilet. And you clogged the shit out of that toilet.
I sure did. It was terrible.
Oh, dude. It smelled so bad. And I had to like fucking break it with a fucking snake.
Yeah, I had to buy like a special snake. And I thought I had really like fucked up because for a couple days it didn't work.
No, I mean,
because we were trying to plunge
everything else before we bought the snake.
We tried the plunger. We tried all kinds of Drano and whatever stuff was.
Let's fucking, get a snake as a last ditch effort before we call a plumber, and it worked.
Whatever.
But no. Did you see the guy that almost fucking dropped the lady in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, we were walking around downtown.
He was stereotypically like a fucking Guido.
Yeah, for sure.
From upstate. And it's
for
just
sure.
like, not from upstate, I guess a Guido from like the tri-state area. But he was getting mad initially because there was a line forming.
Yeah, well, and like it's a popular like touristy.
You need to close that.
Town. I can. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll cut this out.
Or just talk. I can hear you.
No, so anyway, so there was a line forming, and I guess it was a nice restaurant. It was a nice restaurant, and there was a large party in front of him, a double, and then our large party of 10.
Yeah.
Party of 7, double, party of 10. Party of 7, party of 10. I guess eventually, Billy Buttons. And there you go, Billy Buttons. Sorry. Eventually he went in, and so did party of 7. Someone.
They just wanted to ask like how long it was going to take for this big of a party.
And they probably asked party of 10, party of 7.
Yeah.
Party of 2 just fucking stood around bitching at the line.
Yeah.
Which like initially, for a few minutes we stayed there.
Yeah.
And that was when I made the bet with my mom. Was in that line because I was like, "Can you just sit quietly for like $20?" And she's like, "I'm below that. I'm above that. I don't know. I'm fucked up.
She's above that.
I'm happy to be home." But anyway, so they were gonna sit us. Damn, this is really. Whew.
Do I need to take your White Claws?
I'm getting fucking
Are you White
Claw drunk today.
Are you White Girl wasted right now?
I have a tangerine that's calling my name right now.
Period.
Excuse me?
That's what you say. Like, yes, girl, but now it's period.
No.
Yeah,
I'm good.
That's the thing to say.
No.
Will you say it once?
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
That's
period,
what I'll
queen.
Say. Queen, no.
Period,
no
queen.
I don't think so.
I'm actually fine.
Anyway.
Anywho.
So they were going to sit us first.
Yeah.
And table of 7 kind of, and I didn't get mad because they had both tables pretty much set.
Yeah. Well, the
table of 7 carried out a little bit. She was a little aggressive, but I don't give a shit because they said we were sitting down like pretty quick.
To be fair,
they were there before us.
They were there before us, and I have no idea how long they were waiting before us.
Right.
So they could have been waiting for a while, and then like
I didn't say anything. Homeboy Mario over here. It's a me, Mario. He got kind of pissed that he's like, "How are you gonna sit a table of 7 before?" Fucking double
before table 2, yeah.
And then they were like, "Hey, I'm getting the table of 10 ready." And then that's when he like fucking Guidoed out. He's like, how got in the fucking hostess's fucking face and like was pissed and like talking to his fucking wife that he probably beat later that night.
And the hostess was like, "Sir, we're cleaning off the table right now for you."
She's like, "Hey, I'm making this happen. Do you want to sit inside? I have a table right now."
Well, and also,
but he was
like,
also very specific
the tables,
on where you want to sit.
The tables she offered us too were like in the
they were
not in the alley, but like in the aisle, not aisle. There were tables that were like on the water. And the waitress was like cleaning off a table on the water for that couple. Right. So arguably their table would have been better. But since we had 10, we were like, sit us wherever you can.
Yeah. We didn't give a shit. But
yeah.
Like,
and you could just see the water from where we were sitting. It was still pretty.
As the waitress and the hostess did not really give a shit. And we're going about their system because they know better. This dude saw this poor old lady coming up like, it was a steep kind of hill. Yeah. And she had 2 also older, I think they were ladies. I think it was 3 old ladies. One of them was in a wheelchair. Yeah. Or the youngest of the 2 youngest were walking, and this one she was old. Yeah. And obviously she's struggling to come up. Because they're going up a hill. Like it's a decent sized hill too. And this dude, and when I say stereotypically Guido, like the dude looked pretty jacked for his age too. He was a little older, but he looked strong, no? Yeah, yeah. And he gets behind this wheelchair, which I guess he was doing a good deed. And then they kind of call us we start walking in, and he lost control of that wheelchair like at least twice.
Oh yeah.
To the point that like I don't know what became of that old lady. I didn't see her go all the way up.
Yeah, I don't know where they went.
I think she found another way to get around.
They must have.
But even him, as pissed off as he was, he could not push her up the hill.
He kept getting caught on stuff, and it was.
Oh, dude,
it was.
I thought
I felt bad, but it was funny to watch.
I thought he was gonna fucking murder her.
Yeah.
Inadvertently.
Yeah. I thought they were all gonna go rolling down that hill.
If only. That would have been great. But no, great food there.
Yeah.
After that, I think is when we went to the arcade.
Right.
And that's all I got. That's all I got. I think we covered.
It was a good trip. It was a long trip. It was good.
Long trip, but
it was fun though. We spent some time with your family that we don't see that often, and that was good. Everybody had a good time. Ate a lot.
Yeah.
Stayed up late. It was good.
Shows. Everything was kind of, a lot of swimming.
Yep, a lot of swimming.
A lot of swimming, but
that's what the kids wanted to do.
That was
it. Was a great way to end the summer.
Yeah, she starts school.
The oldest kid starts school this week.
So we'll see how that goes. And until next week, honey.
Until next week.
I love you. I guess we'll watch some videos next week. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll have more fucking stories, I'm sure.
Maybe.
But either way, I'll see you cunts next Tuesday.
See you next week.
I don't like your jerk off name. I don't like your jerk off face. I don't like your jerk off behavior. And I don't like you, jerk off.
I'm getting stupid loose.